Hey, what is up you guys? It's Fridays on my channel, which means we're going to talk about some music. Today we're going to talk about the band Angels and Airwaves. Now, Angels and Airwaves is a band that came from the initial breakup of Blink-182 back in 2005. There's tensions between Tom and Mark and Travis, and basically Tom was kind of a douche in the situation and kind of broke up with Blink-182, and over the time after he kind of got like a minute just to take a breather, he was like, you know what, I'm just going to start my own new thing. So he decided to create Angels and Airwaves. And he thought it was actually cute because the initials for Angels and Airwaves is AVA, which is actually what he named his daughter. So it's a cute little tidbit there. But in 2006 they came out with their first album called We Don't Need a Whisper. Now, We Don't Need a Whisper is, in my opinion, the best album they put out. It was an album that they took their time with. They got a defining sound, and it was good from beginning to end. It's not like one of those albums where like the first handful of songs are good, then like in the middle kind of falls off and like they kind of pick it back up at the end. No, from beginning to end, this was just a great album, great style, great everything. Their singles obviously are some of the stronger ones, like The Adventure, The War, stuff like that, Starts a Machine. Those were all just really solid tracks, and it's just a really good album. Like, honestly, you just needed to listen to it. It has like a lot of rock, but it's also kind of got some space in there. Next, we have I Empire, which I Empire is the album that has some of my favorite tracks by them, but also as an album was just all over the place quality-wise. There's songs like Heaven, Lifeline, Breathe, and stuff like that. They're just really solid songs, and it's hard to just say why they're amazing. It's the kind of songs you would listen to when you're just having a bad day kind of thing. They just kind of like get you uplifted and going. And of course, Everything's Magic on that album was just one that was just kind of like a little fun, like you dance to at a party kind of song. So that one's fun too. Next, we come to was actually the album I was introduced to initially when I heard about this band, Love Part 1. Now, Love Part 1 is where they kind of took some of the rock elements out and just kind of stuck with more like that stadium rock, space opera kind of sound. It's hard to explain, but basically there's like just a whole bunch of synths and a little less guitar. And it's just really cool music just to vibe out to. You just put on the album and just let it play through. It's just very atmospheric in sound, and there are some like more fun, catchier songs like Epic Holiday, Hallucinations. But it's a really good album to vibe to. Just get some friends, turn out the lights, maybe put on a candle, maybe have like some Christmas lights strung out around the room, kind of just chill, listen to it, talk about life. So next we're going to go to Love Part 2. Now, Love Part 2 was partially created to coincide with the movie that the band produced called Love, which, just a quick idea of what that was, Tom and the rest of the band worked with this group of people who wanted to make a movie, and they kind of created like this whole like experimental film about the idea of being isolated in space. Because basically the movie is this guy goes in space, he's staying in communication with his family, with ground control, all that stuff, but one day it just stops. He lost all communications, he starts to go through isolation, he starts getting anxiety, he's just starting to freak out. He basically has to find his way on his own. He has to fix everything as it goes. Of course, the manuals to fix problems are in Russian and all that stuff, so he just has a bad time. But it just kind of deals with the idea of isolation and just the human connection kind of thing. It goes really deep. It's super deep. But as for the actual album itself, it's kind of the blend between Love Part 1 and I Empire. There are songs that are very vibey, they're chill, but they also have songs that are just kind of weak and just didn't have that quality to them, I guess. But one of my favorite track probably by Angels and Airwaves is called All That We Are. It's a really simple song. It starts out with piano and just like lyrics that are just like chill and just basic repetitive, but they're get the point across. And then it just comes off to like 2 minutes of just guitar solo, which, since it's a kind of a space alternative kind of band, there's lots of delay and overdrive, so it's kind of got a really cool sound to it. They got Anxiety, Behold a Pale Horse, My Heroine. There are good songs on there. It's another one that you just gotta listen to. You're gonna pick ones that you like, ones you don't like, but overall it's a pretty decent album. So after Love Part 2 came out, it kind of slowed down for Angels and Airwaves because Blink-182 actually got back together with Tom. And Tom was touring a lot, and he was trying to record. There's a lot of times that the time that was dedicated to Blink-182 was taken away from Angels and Airwaves and vice versa, and it was just a mess. But he was trying to kind of balance both, and honestly it ended up not working at all because Blink-182's Neighborhoods kind of suffered for it. It had good songs, but wasn't strong. Angels and Airwaves finally released an album. It was actually an EP around the same time that Blink-182 also released an EP. It was like literally like a week or two apart. And Blink-182 decided we're gonna do a little EP with a Christmas song. And for Angels and Airwaves, he did 3 new songs and just remixes of some 5 songs from Love Part 1 and 2. Which, The 3 original songs were cool. The first one was just kind of it sounded like an almost experimental kind of song, kind of like just putting layers on top of layers, and it just has a nice little steady beat, and it's just another atmospheric one. But the other 2 were honestly, one of them actually sounded like they would fit perfectly into like a skate game or something. Just had that kind of like upbeat kind of just heaviness to it, I guess. But the remixes were pretty cool, and they were of like the more popular ones from Love, so they're really cool, and it was kind of cool to see like a different perspective of those songs. Then after that, their last main EP was The Dreamwalker, which in my opinion is where they just kind of fell off. At this point, Angels and Airwaves had lost all of its founding members except for Tom. It was literally down to Tom, who was doing his part, and Ian Rubin, who, he's a talented musician, he does everything. But with just them two, they didn't get the sound that made Angels and Airwaves. It just got too gritty of a sound now, and just, it didn't fit right. And when it comes to the Dreamwalker, there's only one song I like, and actually it's the very last song, and it's actually an acoustic song. So it's just kind of simple guitar, vocals, and it's called Anomaly, which it's catchy and just, it's a cute little fun song, that's what worked best. Like I said, Dreamwalker was just weaker. Just, if you're gonna give Angels and Airwaves a try, I would say Love Part 1, or their first EP, their first LP, which was We Don't Need a Whisper. But you should really give Angels and Airwaves a try. They're a really cool band. It's all vibey and fun, and like I said, the first couple were very like rock heavy, so they were pretty good. And Tom DeLonge, he's good at making fun hooks. But anyway, hope you liked this video. If you liked it, be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Let me know what band you want me to talk about next, and I'll see you losers next time. Bye.